Hi, it's me. Today I am going to make a video about my best friend, one of my best friends. Her name is Tracy. She is on Obesity Help. I could not believe it. I mean, I totally did not know that she was on there. And I've been talking to her forever. That's what's so funny. I'm such a blonde sometimes because I did not realize it was her until the other day. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, you're Tracy, Tracy, my Tracy. Because I realized that she was talking to me like she knew me. She did. So I thought I'd tell you some funny stories we did. One time, this is so horrible. It was funny though. It was horribly funny. So anyway, one day we made her mother make her birthday cake. We decided she was, well, Tracy decided she was going to throw her mother a party because she had not ever had one. Well, it was her 30th birthday, to beat all things. So Tracy tells her grandmother to just take her somewhere. So she takes her to this little kid's funeral on her birthday. Is that not horrible? But the funny thing was is that we are making the cake because I'm like, I take home ec, I can make a cake, which I could, but it broke in half and I did not know what to do. And so we're like, oh, you got to help us, Robin. So she takes and she's icing it and she's grumbling the whole time. Nobody remember my birthday, and you know, and so the really funny part was when she tried to put we told her it was for my stepmother. She tried to put her name on it, Terry, and I was like, oh no, no, you can't put her name on it. And she's like, why not? And we was like, oh, Daddy will be mad. He don't want her name on it. I don't know why, but he said not to put her name on it. We're just going to listen to what he said to do. And so she's like, okay. So she comes home and I'll blast her out, Tracy, where are you at? And she turns the light on and she realized that she had made her own birthday cake. I thought she was going to murder us. It was so funny. And then one time we was at Daddy's and we were dancing around and stuff, and my dad's like really big and scary looking, and at the time, and she like does like this, and she whacks the chandelier, and the chandelier goes whoop, whoop, and hits the ceiling, and one by one the globes fall off and hit her in the head. Bing! One rose down her arm, down her leg, and across the floor. It was the only one that did not break, and we thought, oh yes, we saved one. It rolled completely across the floor, hit the corner of the fireplace, and shattered into a million pieces. And I thought, oh my God, he's gonna kill her. And she thought the same thing. And he pulls up, and we thought, oh no. So Tracy tries to run home, and he's like, where are you going? What happened? So we tell him, and he's like, well, it's okay. We're thinking, they're probably like $20 a piece or something. He's like, oh, it's okay. They're just a couple of dollars at the store. And we're like, so that was too funny. I wish you could have seen her face when they hit her in the head. It was just so funny. I thought, oh no. Let's see, what's some other stuff we did? We always was doing something crazy. Oh my gosh. We used to scare each other like all the time. So this one day, we always had this one place we hid. You'd think eventually we would think, don't hide there no more, but it always worked. So it's the bookcase, and it's like a little hall. We was in this teeny tiny apartment on the second floor, and there was like this much room between the bookcase and the door. And then if you stood like by the door and you saw everything in, you could hide. Nobody could see you as they come down the hall. So I had went to the restroom, and she's hiding there. So I passed her like 10 times looking for her. I looked outside, I went to the pantry, I looked under my bed. So after like the 10th time of passing her, she's thinking, well, she has had to see me. She's just messing with me. So I walked by her, and she calmly, I'm telling you, she was so calm, steps out, taps me on the shoulder, and I turn around and she goes, boo. Just like that. Boo. And I go, like our noses are like this close, and I am screaming at the top of my lungs. And so of course it scares the crap out of her, and she's like, so we're standing here like this going to each other. We screamed until the people below us hit a broom or something on the ceiling to make us shut up. So I'm like, what's wrong with you? You scared the crap out of me. She's like, what's wrong with you? You scared me. Didn't you see me? I was like, no. Oh my Lord. And then we got tickled, and then we laughed and laughed. I'm so surprised that my mom or my stepdad ever got any sleep when we were together. We were just so nutty. We was always doing something crazy. One day she cut her hair. This is really funny. She come down to my grandma's, and she has this like humongous jacket on, and so like she is I don't know a nice way to say it. She's well endowed, you know. And so she has this huge jacket on, and she's got her back to me. So and her hair is like, I mean, it is chopped up to here. It's like so short, look totally like a guy from behind. And I'm like, who the heck are you? And she's like, Joey, what do you think? I was like, oh, okay. Hi, Joey. So I called her Joey like the rest of that year. It was so funny. And I don't know, we did just a lot of crazy things. I can't even hardly think of them now. Man, we did some crazy stuff. It was so fun. I had the best years of my life after I met her. When we first met, this is such a weird story now, I'm telling you. I go to my stepmother's mother's. They live in these apartment buildings in Dawson. And so we go, and I'm holding my little sister. Well, she walks in, and I'm like 12 or 13 at the time, and she says, oh, I love your baby. Well, at that time, 12 or 13-year-olds was not big and popular having babies. And I'm like, are you insane? I'm only 12. And she goes, oh, I'm sorry. And I was like, how many kids do you have? She goes, oh, are you crazy? I'm only 11. And I'm like, and so we started laughing, and so we talked for just a few minutes, and she left, and I thought, I'm never going to see this girl again. So about, I guess, maybe 3 or 4 weeks later, I'm at my dad's because him and Mama were divorced, and I was visiting, and he said, you know what? He said, Betty's daughter moved in, and she has a daughter, and she's close to your age. Why don't you go up and meet them? And I thought, because at the time, you would not believe this, because I'm like such a people person now. I'm like, and so I'm like, okay. It was like the death walk. I was terrified. I mean, you couldn't be more petrified than I was going up there to knock. And I knocked on the screen, and she opened the door, and we both go, you! And it was Tracy. And I'm like, what are you doing here? And she's like, this is my grandma's house. What are you doing here? And I'm like, my dad lives right there. My grandma lives there. My cousin lives there. Oh my gosh, my whole family lives up here. And so, like, we were instant friends. So, like, if I wasn't at her house, she was at my house. I know a funny thing. We used to watch scary movies all the time. So we were watching this scary movie called Phantasm. It was about these little balls that flew around. They had these little bitty, short, squatty, evil-looking dudes in these little robes that would jump out of everywhere. So we're watching this part in this movie, and we're at her house. And the part is, this guy is creeping up the stairs, going to get somebody, And so we're like on the edge of our seats. Oh, he's going to get him. He's going to get him. Oh, no. And the guy on the stairs would go, creak. All of a sudden, her stairs goes, creak. And we're like, I looked over at her. She looked back at me, and I thought, The guy was going, creak. Her stairs, creak. Just like, almost together. And we're like, oh, my God. And so we look over, and here comes something up the stairs. It was her dad. Oh my God, he has like got this real bushy hair and everything, and it scared us to death. We like throw a pillow at him. We're screaming. I was so scared. I think I was going, nothing coming out, and he's like, what is wrong with y'all? And then we told him, we was all laughing. It was really funny because it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. We're like sleep deprived anyway at the time. We'd step all night long. Mom would say, what time did y'all go to bed? We'd be like, about 5 or 6. Yeah, like 5 minutes, then we got right back up. But we always had a lot of fun. I'm so glad that she's on here. Hi, Tracy. I told her I was going to make a video about us, so I did. And I will guess, but that's about it. I might make some more videos if I think of some more funnies. Oh my gosh, me and my friend Jamie, she's my goddaughter, we have some really good ones. I will have to make the adventures of Jamie and Reba, because I'm telling you, we are so insane. We do some of the nuttiest stuff together. I will definitely have to tell y'all the turtle story. But before I do that, I will tell you a funny story that happened to me. Tracy wasn't there this time. I was always a very scary child. And so, Mama pulls up to drop me off, and at the time, Domino's Pizza had these huge bottles of pop, So I had like 4 of those in one hand. I had a pizza in the other, and I look up, and the door to our apartment is cracked open like this much. And I said, Mama, You don't think anybody's in there, do you? She said, oh, no, I probably just didn't shut it all the way. The wind blew it open. I was like, okay, are you sure? She's like, I'm just running down the road to get your step